There is a man called Mr. Adolf.
Okay.
That's it. The CEO of Safoda.
Adolf Eji.
Adolf Eji. Tete. That man has been also very helpful. Consistently, he's been helping. So we also thank him very well. Then finally, Oswald Investments. That's it. Mr. Humphrey Awulete.
Okay.
That's it. At the moment, he has supported us a lot. That is why you can see that he is a headline sponsor. So Oswald Constructions, Champions League.
So what are you promising that this semi-final and final is going to be interesting? Is that an assurance for you?
It's an assurance for them. That's it.
That no there is nothing. It will be beautiful.
It's going to be very beautiful. It's just excitement and nothing else, you.
Okay.
Just excitement. These are old footballers. That's it. They know everything in the football.
And so that's why their passion will rise and then
Absolutely.
And then they start and then
no. They were doing that at a time when they were youthful.
Okay.
That's so they have learned their lessons. That's why we want the young ones today to come and at least study something from these old footballers. That's it. And I know if they do that, they'll go places.
Yeah. Before a second, I ask you this: are you planning on including the female footballers who have retired? Going forward, maybe in the future.
Yeah, in the future.
Gather all of them.
It is something that the ESCO will meet and decide on.
Thank you very much. So this weekend, all roads leads to the Latam Park. Please come in the morning. Just come and shake it off small. Just come and sit there and see how these are seniors who come and display the stuff they are made of. And let's help our football grow and when we finish, we'll come here again and come and celebrate whoever wins. I'm hoping the winner will get time to bring the trophy here for us to really celebrates them very well. So thank you very much, Samson, for your time and your executives, Alaji Oliver and Alaji Sunday and the rest of the team out there, and the GFA and everybody, Lawyer Prosper, your team out there, everybody that you are helping. Out of AJ, I know what you are doing for hockey, Greater Accra hockey, and Ghana hockey. And I know that as you are there, you do it. So thank you very much as well, and thank you also for making the time. The page returns same time tomorrow. Have a lovely day.
In 1965, Ghana chose her own value. From cowries and pounds, the city was born, our pride in our own hands. It flowed through markets, palms, and memories, and became part of daily life. Through every season of change, the city has remained a constant in Ghanaian life. In 2007, we took a bold step, ushering in a new era of confidence and stability. Today, the city lives in banks, markets, and apps, rooted in tradition, shaped by history, carried by innovation. 60 years on, it remains our heritage, our identity, our pride. Know the city. Keep it clean.
Meet Kwame. He's not just any Kwame. He's Kwame the TV license legend. Kwame knows that by paying his TV license, he's supporting GBC, our public service broadcaster, and he's making a real difference. Kwame's contribution helps bring our communities closer together. Because of Kwame and others like him, we will all have access to amazing TV programs, educational content, plus broadcasting infrastructures are maintained, and our culture is beautifully promoted. So GBC is asking all to respond to this civic obligation and pay your TV license fee. For individuals, it's 3 CDs per month or 36 CDs per year. If you have multiple sets, meaning 2 or more in your household, it's 60 CDs per year. For commercial institutions, it's your number of TV sets by 36 CDs per year, and you pay the invoiced amount directly to GBC. So let's all take a moment to appreciate Kwame, the TV license legend. Wherever you are, just dial *447*333# and follow the prompt. It's your civic duty, so pay your TV license today. GBC, the authentic and trusted voice of Ghana.
I just needed to be bigger.
Be taking 20 tablets a day.
When I blacked out.
It's very addictive.
More and more and more.
I'm so upset! That's how I got hooked.
Denial of pain, denial of emotions, denial of experiences.
I would drink Monday to Monday.
It was this instant pleasure.
Everybody looked so cool.
I just needed to be bigger.
Be taking 20 tablets a day.
When I blacked out.
It's very addictive.
More and more and more.
I'm so upset! That's how I got hooked.
Oh, what have I done?
I was obsessed with getting bigger and getting ripped. When I first tried it, I was scared, and that's when everything started to spiral.
Exercise addiction is a compulsive need to exercise excessively, despite harmful effects on health and daily life.
My name is Leroy, and I've been doing bodybuilding for the past 9 years, and I'm an ex-sport addict. I've always been a very, very small guy, very skinny guy, and they'll always call me names like, skeleton, skinny bones. As you journey through high school and you start seeing people who are exercising, getting all the girls, that's when I started noticing that, okay, I need to change my body.
Exercise can have many health benefits: improved focus, memory, sleep, and body weight.
My mom was like, no, listen, dude, I can see you have a passion for personal training, and would you like to do that? That's literally how I started with the personal training, when I started to fall in love with bodybuilding.
When you exercise, your brain releases chemicals that reduce pain, improve mood, and regulate stress. This can create a kind of high that can be quite addictive.
That's beautiful. That is definitely beautiful.
Because this one is more, okay.
To witness my friend chasing that look that looks so Marvel or DC-like, that superhero look, it really had a toll on him because people don't understand bodybuilding it's a lifestyle.
I'll start eating clean. I eat a lot of protein. Because you're not eating for flavor, basically eating pretty much just to build in, getting the nutrients. I used to go in the gym early in the morning, like your 5 a.m.s. I felt that, you know what, being ripped is not enough. I just needed to be bigger.
There are many signs of exercise addiction. Prioritizing workouts over everything else, overtraining, ignoring injuries, and growing anxious when unable to train all indicate you might have a problem. This can come with wide-ranging health risks, from fatigue to hormonal or body image issues.
What inspired me to start competing was because I saw the changes in my body. Because there were so many people that I was competing with that were already in the field, they pretty much dusted me. They had more definition.
Muscle dysmorphia is a body image disorder that mostly affects men. It causes them to feel like they're not muscular enough, even when they're already very fit. This can lead to an obsession with working out and achieving the perfect body.
That's when everything started changing.
He told me he's using testosterone. It's not a secret in the bodybuilding industry. It's something that's known.
I was not even concerned about the impact or the side effects of it. All I wanted to know was, is it going to work? Is it going to give me bigger muscles? Is it going to give me the shape that I want for bodybuilding? And it worked well. I was getting more buffer. I was training non-stop, and it felt good. It felt great. The changes in my body was incredible. And on my 5th show, that's when I actually won my first show for the first time. And I was like, okay, I guess this is what it takes to be number one.
Anabolic steroids are synthetic versions of the hormone testosterone. They can help muscles grow, but come with significant risks. These include hair loss, erectile dysfunction, mental disorders, cancer, and early heart attacks.
I was using something that was extremely harsh for the first time. They call it the king of steroids. And that's when I experienced major side effects. I lashed out towards my friends. Eventually, I broke up with my ex because of how I was starting to change. Fear of, losing my position or my job as a personal trainer at the gym. That's when I started seeing that, okay, this is going to be a real problem. I do not compete currently. Is it worth doing what you love doing at the cost of your health, the cost of losing your family, your friends, just for, the medal? I love fitness in general, and I look at other people that are getting results without the use of steroids, and I realize that, yeah, you know what, I'd rather be that person than using steroids to look good for just glory.
In 1965, Ghana chose her own value. From calories and pounds, the city was born. Our pride in our own hands. It flowed through markets, palms, and memories, and became part of daily life. Through every season of change, the city has remained a constant in Ghanaian life. In 2007, we took a bold step, ushering in a new era of confidence and stability. Today, the city lives in banks, markets, and apps, rooted in tradition, shaped by history, carried by innovation. 60 years on, it remains our heritage, our identity, our pride. Know the city. Keep it clean.
Experts say establishing a practical budget is helpful for financial stability among workers and salary earners in both the formal and informal sectors of a middle-income country like Ghana. This can be achieved by sorting expenses into essential needs and miscellaneous items when necessary. This thoughtful approach safeguards a worker's finances and provides a solid foundation for overcoming life and future eventualities.
Salary is a regulated, a fixated amount of money that is being given to an employee who exchanges his time, energy, knowledge, and wisdom for money. Because salary workers are people who use 4 things to make money. They use time, they use energy, they use skill, and they use their knowledge. For an exchange, when I use the word exchange, means that they give their time, they give their energy. So any salary worker actually is giving something. They are exchanging time, energy, knowledge, and expertise for a regulated, fixated amount of money, which is regulated, we call it predetermined and pre-agreed upon. Although they can negotiate at the beginning of their service, but even that one, they have little to do. Reasons why most salary workers, there's one language their employees understand: strike. They go on strike, they go on demonstration to vent out their displeasure, how much they are paying them, because it's regulated. They have no control over it. Reason why it's difficult for a salary worker to become wealthy. Extremely difficult, because somebody else hired you, employed you, and then zero you into a space, and they are using you to make money. You can't manage your finance if you want to. First of all, it starts with you deciding that I want to manage my finance. Wherever there is a will, there is a way. So once you decide, because see, everything starts and ends with you. Nothing starts until you start. Nothing moves until you move. Nothing grows until you grow. So it first starts with you making a resolute decision that I, George, I, Mansa, I, Ado, I, Donko, I, Abebrese, I want to manage my money. If that decision is so resolute and so definite, we can start. Unfortunately, many people just have an interest in managing their money, but they have not yet have a resolution too. So the first thing is that it starts with you making a decision. Operate the law of intentionality, because there will never be a better time to start managing your money. Oh, I'll start next month. No. Oh, I'll start next year. No. It is starting today, because you have been saying I'll start next year. How many next years have come and gone? You say, oh, I'll start next month. How many next month have come and gone? With the little you have, start with it. Don't say, oh, when I change my job, I will start managing. Oh, when I get an increase, no. If you can't start with the 100 CD, the $100, you can't start with the what? 1,000. If you don't start with the 1,000, you can't start with the what? The 10,000. So the first is that you, the individual, you must be definite. Financial management, first of all, start with your ability to manage yourself, regulate yourself, regiment yourself, discipline yourself, monitor yourself in the presence of money. Because when you do this, money doesn't control you. The second thing about financial management is an individual's ability to plan. Planning, how you plan for your money. See, any worker who does not have a plan for his money will live a very prodigal life, means wasteful life. Because money by itself must be controlled. It is called currency, which means it is current. It must be channeled. So if you don't channel your money, the money will create tributary for itself to just go. You see, there's a slight difference between your mind and money. Just like how you can't leave your mind alone. Your mind must, at any given time, should be on either a searching behavior or exploring behavior. When you give your mind a specific assignment, the mind go and look for it. You can't leave money alone. When you have proper financial management, which have to do with planning, you're able to plan for your money and tell your money where to go and where not to go. Within financial management is where you have to also have to call budgeting your money, where you learn how to budget. I can tell you largely, a lot of poor and average people don't manage their money, because there are 3 types of money users: the poor, the average, and then what? The rich. What the poor do with money is that they waste money. What the average do with money is that they spend money. And what the wise do is what they invest money. A wise person actually sees money, thinks about investment first. Then they spend off the dividend that comes off the investment, which they call their passive income. But most poor people, they just want to spend and waste the money. Time and money is the same thing. You either spending time, investing time, or wasting time. The same time of money. You either spending money, wasting money, or investing money. Financial management helps you to have full control, full regulatory control. Added another word, full regimentary control. Take note carefully. Full control, full regulatory control, and then full regimentary, because you have control, have regulations, and then regiment means that be disciplined. When I teach on financial budgeting, I said that it's good to have a good budget, but it's more important when you respect your budget, when you master your budget. Financial management helps you actually to be able to determine where your money should go.
A salary worker is somebody who is trading his time for money. It could be that you're on your career path doing what you like, but basically what you're doing is that you report to work at a certain time and then you trade your time for money. But the question is, how long can you continue to do that? Can you continue to do this for the rest of your life? Have in mind that at a certain point in your life, you'll not be able to work again. And also, even under our laws, at a certain point, you're supposed to go on pension. You therefore need to work towards buying back your time, which means that at a point in your life, you should be able to sit back, but still be able to afford the very things that you want. And that is one of the reasons why it is important that employees begin to save and invest towards the future. Because at a certain point in your life, they'll not be able to work, but their financial obligation will continue to exist. So it is important that once you are working, earning something, you should be able to save toward it. The unforeseen circumstance can happen to you, and that might even end up your ability to work, just in power of the funds available in your accounts. So you don't have idle funds. But how do you prepare to save towards the future? One critical thing you have to start doing is that you have to look at your salary. How much are you earning? Then be able to look at a percentage of your salary that you can put aside towards various opportunities or various things that can help you to save and invest for you to cater for the future needs. The first thing as an employee you need to do is to have an emergency fund. You should have a fund that will be able to ensure that when the unforeseen happens to you, you'll be able to survive. In other words, you don't want to run to your family, relatives, or whatsoever and tell them your problem immediately when you run into trouble. So your financial planning begins with having an emergency fund. Some books require you to have, some people will advise that have an emergency fund for up to 1 year. Others will have advise you have an emergency fund for up to 6 months. It depends on your financial requirements. I always advise, in setting out your emergency fund requirements, always have 1 month monthly expenditure in cash in your savings accounts. What therefore happens is that if something to happen to you within the month, you can easily reach out for that funds and then use it. What do you do with the rest of the money? You can't put your emergency fund into a long-term investment, which will be very difficult for you to liquidate because you need the money to cater for an emergency. In any way, emergency is not something that you plan for. It's something that happens to you when you have not prepared for. Insurance is there, but then what is the process in getting your money back? The remaining funds, you put it in a short-term investment. That short-term investment, it ensures that the money is there, but not sitting idle. It's earning something little for you. It's beating away inflation. However, it is easily accessible. If there's a need for you to fall on it, you can quickly call on the various companies that you have those investments with, and then you can also get your money back. So that is the reason why you need to have an emergency fund.
Financial experts recommend that to build a stable and secure financial future, there is the need to invest money in assets across different options, thereby envisaging the short, medium, and long-term savings and investments as options for financial stability.
Insurance is essentially a risk transfer mechanism. It is the mechanism where an individual or a corporate entity identifies a risk that that individual or corporate entity cannot retain and chooses to transfer that risk to a licensed insurer, pays a premium, and hope that in the unfortunate event of that event materializing, the insurer will come to their aid and pay the claim as agreed per the conditions that they went through. Yes. Types of insurances accepted in our part of the world. 3, because we have what we call the life insurance, whereas others call it actually life assurance. We have what we call the non-life insurance, which essentially covers motor, marine, fire, and all the others. And then we also have health insurance. But the interesting thing is that in Ghana, life and non-life, and of course reinsurance, is actually regulated by the National Insurance Commission, whereas health insurance is actually regulated by the National Health Insurance Authority. So in my space, my regulator is the National Insurance Commission. But when we talk about life, you're talking about products that will cover funeral insurances, credit life. We're also talking about educational policies, which some people call investment policies. We have what we call unit-linked policies, which essentially covers life and investment, which essentially are fused together. When it comes to non-life, you're looking at motor insurance. Incidentally, motor insurance in Ghana is compulsory, and therefore every motor vehicle that plies the road is mandated to at least have what we call the third-party policy. And then, of course, we also have fire insurance, and interestingly, fire insurance is also compulsory for commercial buildings. But it's always good because, look, if you look at the number of fires that we've experienced in this country over the last couple of years, especially looking at the fires that we've experienced in the markets, for example, there's good reason for us to consider using insurance to mitigate some of these losses that our folks in the market experience. When it comes to health, it's regulated by the National Health Insurance Authority. Of course, National Health Insurance Authority has what we call the National Health Insurance Scheme, which is for everybody in Ghana. And then we have the private health insurance companies as well. Of course, those are what I would term top-ups that individuals and corporates always go for.
It is important for salaried workers to have knowledge about financial management, to be able to set financial goals and to take steps towards achieving it. For instance, if one wants to raise a capital of 20,000 Ghana cedis to start a business, let's say in the next 2 years, as a salaried worker, it is important to break this financial goal into short-term goals such as a monthly savings goal and then a yearly target. And then also to have an idea of the appropriate financial investments to take so as to be able to safeguard the money against inflation, as in maintaining the purchasing power of the savings until the target of 20,000 is raised for the investment objective.
Financial experts say routine monitoring of an individual's budget helps an individual to stay aligned with his or her fiscal needs and future expectations. A well-established budget helps the individual to make smart decisions.
It's important because you don't know that you should prepare for your future.
And in the world today, it's very important for salaried workers to save. That's because since there are crises when it comes to the banking sector, and also since COVID-19 came about, a lot of things have happened. People have lost their jobs. So as an individual, not just a salaried worker, it is important for you to save. Like you should have a retirement plan. You should have a net security whereby you put some money aside because you know